everyone. Welcome to the Fantasy Live Challenge pregame show for week number 7. I'm Allison Williams here with the self-proclaimed king of Fantasy Live, Jason Garcia. But King, what happened? I heard your luck ran out this past Sunday.
Yes, Allison, one bad substitution led to my undoing, and for once, a second-place finish. Our cohort here at the office, John Hett, he finally took me down, and now he wants to be called the Sheik.
The Sheik, I like it. Well, I'm glad he has humbled you a bit. Now let's move on to this Sunday. 9 early games once again on paper. 2 one-sided matchups as the Saints host the Browns, while the Bills head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens.
Absolutely, Allison. Those 2 games you're definitely going to want to focus in on, at least when the Saints and Ravens have the ball anyway. But once your Fantasy Live Challenge starts, or actually before it even starts, what you want to do is take those 2 drive charts for those games and bring them right up to the top. That way you'll be able to pay extra close attention to those 2.
Now, the Saints also had a favorable matchup last week, but the one problem I kept running into is with Drew Brees. He has so many weapons at receiver and only 2 slots. So who do you play?
Very true, Allison. And while it's a good problem for Drew Brees to have, it's a royal pain in the throne for the King and the other Fantasy Livers out there. But if the Saints do have the ball in the red zone this week, I'm going with 2 guys. Marcus Colston and Robert Meacham. Colston, number 1, he's a big target. He leads the team in yards, receptions, and targets, so he's my guy. He doesn't have a touchdown yet this year, but let's just say he's due. As for Meacham, he scored in the last 2 games. He's finally getting healthy, and he's the guy that I'm going to go with over Lance Moore or Devery Henderson.
Now, looking at the rest of the schedule, there's a lot of tough matchups out there. Eagles, Titans, Bengals, Falcons, to name a few. Where else can we look for big points this Sunday?
Well, Allison, the other offense that I really love this week is the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going against the Jaguars, and they're coming off a really heartbreaking loss in Houston last week. Now they get the Jaguars, who somehow are 3-3 this year. But Jamal Charles and Thomas Jones both should have big games this week, and heck, the King might even play both of them.
Speaking of that Eagles-Titans matchup, I had that one circled, but now some injury questions. Deshaun Jackson got his bell rung, and Vince Young is hobbled.
Oh boy, did Jackson ever get lit up last week by Dante Robinson. But now Jeremy Maclin fills the void. He fills in perfectly. He had 2 touchdowns last week. He should be just fine this week. As for Young, he is a little hobbled, but they're still saying he's going to play. He also has Chris Johnson. But the one guy I love is Kenny Britt. He has touchdowns in the last 4 games. He's a guy to definitely watch out on Sunday.
All right, Jason, Your Highness, thank you for all your great advice. As always, you can sign up for Fantasy Live Challenge this Sunday afternoon. And since you lost last week, the poll is reset to $25, but that's still plenty of incentive to keep the King from his crown.
That's right, guys. See you on Sunday.